Even, lecturer and head of Woodwinds at Rowan University. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about Astor Piazzolla's Tango Etude No. 4, which is on the required list for the Vandoren Emerging Artist Solo Competition. I was really excited to see this piece on the list because I just think it's a beautiful piece of music and really expressive in a unique way. So the first thing I would suggest as you're looking at the piece and developing your interpretation is, like always, to do research about the piece. And in this case, I would particularly recommend listening to Astor Piazzolla's music, listening to other pieces of his, and his incorporation of the tango in other contexts as well. I particularly would recommend his solo and chamber pieces that include clarinet, violin, guitar, flute, and then also his larger works for orchestra, and also his use of the bandoneon, an instrument that originated in Germany but made its way to South America and was used by Piazzolla pretty extensively. And then in terms of research, I would also recommend that you look into the tango and the importance of the tango in Argentinian music and culture. Looking specifically at the Tango Etude No. 4, you'll see that it's marked lento meditativo. And, as you're looking at this, really it's important to embrace the vulnerability and intimacy of the softer dynamics throughout the piece. And also really embracing this concept of spontaneity and being in the moment with the music. So bringing out that meditative nature and really taking your time letting this narrative unfold. And in terms of having the freedom in the moment, it's important that you have a plan in terms of your narrative, what story you're trying to tell, how you see the structure of the piece, and making sure you really are developing these longer lines and creating larger structures within each section of the piece. And one thing I might recommend is actually doing some improvising with the material that's in the piece. By improvising and using some of the material, you'll find that you're more free in the moment and you have better control because your ear really understands the language of the composer and the language of the specific piece. And one last thing I want to draw your attention to is articulation, and varying the articulation and making the piece as speech-like and vocal as possible. So thinking about the articulation as sort of vocalizations or modes of speech. I know that particularly helps me differentiate tenuto markings from different types of staccato. So really bringing out these different articulations and thinking about them more as inflections of speech or singing. And lastly, I just want to say that you should all be using the Claude DeLong version that has the accompaniment along with it, even though you will be playing the piece unaccompanied as a solo piece, which is how it was originally composed. So I hope this was helpful. Good luck to everyone competing, and break a reed.